Stop.
Start. Stop.
Stop, start, stop, start. Is escrow out there? Have you seen them? We'll get started. All right, guys, we'll get started. We'll jump right into our on track. The Price is Right. We'll have some fun, and someone go grab escrow real quick so we could give away their money. You guys are gonna be more excited. We're about to play some Price is Right. Who here's gone to the Price is Right? You guys have never been to the Price is Right?
In person?
All right, there's only been like one person in here that's been to the Price is Right.
That's been to it? Or
Been to it?
like the real one?
Yeah.
I watched it.
You've never been to the real Price is Right? All right.
Quiet down.
When I was 21 years of age, I won $13,000 worth of prizes on the Price is Right.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I'm a winner, baby. I got up there. I was the third person called up. That was great.
I'm gonna find that episode.
I got Drew. I kept getting outbid by I missed, and I was overbidding by like a couple bucks. And Drew was like, "Oh, Garrett, you're so close!" And finally, I nailed it because these guys definitely went way too low on the stove. I knew I was gonna win, and I went up there. But I only played the switcheroo game. It wasn't very exciting, but I still won. I won scuba gear that wouldn't fit me because it was so small, and I'm not very big. And then I won a range stove, and I won a two-person like elongated spa. And that was like, and I lived with 3 dudes in the house, and I was like, there's no way, that's gonna be disgusting. So I got rid of that, I sold it. But yeah, it was fun. All right, anyway, Shauna, take it away.
Good morning. All right, so our Price is Right is just get closest to the actual home price without going over, and you win a Starbucks card. So these are homes that are sold in the last 2 weeks in MLS. So we'll start it off with our first one. Good morning, Zoom, and welcome out there today. So our first one is East Palmdale, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, built in 1989, 1,622 square feet on a 69 square foot lot.
It's nice. It's definitely a nice little flip, I think.
Not now, today. I wouldn't do my 24.
2 weeks ago?
Two weeks ago. 89, 3 bedroom, 3 bath. Cookie cutter, first time home, pretty nice.
It's very clean.
450? What do we got?
All right, Zoom,
495,
498,
500,
570,
444, 439,
550,
489,
430,
430, 45. What do we got on Zoom?
475.
525.
450, 450, 495. All right.
Love it.
Ready?
Actual retail price is $490. Head on right here. $490. Anyone else get $490?
Zoom, I can't see go up.
Zoom? Anyone else get $490 on Zoom?
No.
I think Jason cheated. Hey, he gets an extra $500 for getting it correctly right.
Yeah.
We got his cash in his
Anybody
pocket.
else do 490?
Dang.
I mean, no.
Okay. All right.
All right, next one.
East Palmdale, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, built in 1957, 1,300 square feet on an 8,200 square foot lot.
200 square foot lot? 2,000 square foot.
8276.
Oh,
You're
82.
going with 525.
Oh,
Ooh. Well, that's good. That's a lot of windows.
490. This one on property.
That looks like a addition from a patio, baby.
Is it permitted?
I don't think it's permitted.
That's the house. Turn around and look at the back of the house. It's not an addition.
It's just the back of the house.
That's the back of the house. Go look at the other one.
I think it's
See all
an
the
addition.
windows. Look at all the windows. right
That's
there.
an addition.
That's not an addition. Look,
That's a
look
total
back there.
addition.
It's not.
That's a bonus. That was a, they put it up for like, we'll just put a bunch of windows in.
What?
All
Yeah, that's not.
I know.
right, what do you guys got?
All right, so let's
I
see.
never
What?
East Palmdale. Or East Lake Castle. East Palmdale.
Oh, this is the last
1957. That's so an addition, it's not even funny. 1957. 420.
420. Because of the lot.
Yeah, 420. 475. 450. 489. I can't see. My eyes are 460. What do you guys got on Zoom? 475, 420, 550, 575, 440, 440, 444.
420.
I hope it's 445.
Come on, bring it, come on in.
All right, actual retail price is 450 exactly. 450 exactly. We got two at 450. Anybody else on Zoom with 450?
We got 2 more on Zoom.
Two more on Zoom.
Well, I guess I need to
You
scale
got
back
450?
Hey.
Anybody else?
Two on Zoom.
First thought.
Should have stuck with it. Always stick with your first bet. All right, here's your last chance to be a big winner.
There's
We got one more winner.
You got 450?
Yep. All right, we got West Lancaster, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, built 85, 1,500 square feet on a 6,000 square. Ooh, I like those bricks. I'm a sucker for bricks inside. I like it. It looks nice.
If you paint them white, you can whitewash.
No, just leave it red like that. It's pretty.
No.
They're probably not even real bricks.
What is that? That's cement countertops?
No, laminate.
No, that's cement.
Okay, I'm gonna real.
Cement and lacquered countertops.
Going out there, right?
Alright.
Okay.
Backyard. Go back.
This would be the one that's.
Too nice to be cut around.
When I scale back.
Is that Lucy and Ricky master bedroom? What's going on there?
That's what it looks like.
Like 2 beds or? Oh shoot!
Alright, Garrett's buying everyone coffee.
We all there.
I'll try. Everybody, go get coffee.
I know they're I'm sorry I ruined it. I hear my thing too. I ruined it. I'm sorry.
It works out next week.
Next week, I suck.
Alright.
I was gonna follow that with a bad joke though.
Everyone gets a donut.
Put on
Oh, party! Oh, man. Yeah, that seems cheap. That seems cheap. Called it. All right. Well, thanks, Shauna. Sorry that somebody ruined the game this time. We won't say any names, but somebody ruined it. Garrett. All right, guys. We got some guests for today that's going to come up and talk about something, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. So, do we have a slide for them up front or no? I'll come back for all this stuff. No? All right, we don't have a slide.
I tried to class at like.
So anyways, New York Life?
Yep.
Our New York Life is going to come and talk to us about what some of the stuff they offer. So why don't you guys welcome them up? They brought some coffee and donuts out there, which I just took advantage of. So welcome up. Do you guys need a slide or anything, or you're good?
Oh, we're good.
Okay, cool.
We shoot from the hip. We're straight shooting.
You guys will need to come right here though, because there's a bunch on Zoom. And if they can't see you on that top TV, they can't see you. So you'll see them up there. So if they don't see you up there, they don't see you. So you gotta
You just want to take one and pass it
be
down?
this direction. There you go.
How you doing?
I'm gonna grab some coffee.
Well, first and foremost, if you guys want to go out, I mean, we brought croissants, breads, muffins, donuts, coffee, orange juice, water, lemonade. Grab something, get some energy, because we're high energy. We want you all to be high energy.
It's always I took a half of a half.
Half of a half. So when
No one wrote around.
For everyone on Zoom, they don't need to.
Like, we did not.
No.
If I fill in my wife,
I'm a part-time, so.
what is the?
Somebody's recently threatened to stop me going without members.
I made a comment on Facebook.
When did you start?
I went ahead and
Last
jumped
month?
into it.
Like 6 months? Oh, it's just.
Oh, a video, I watched a video. This guy.
Ain't nothing, there's a road pasture, bro. There's one mention, I'm just one word, and they're gone.
This guy. How about that guy? Well, show me your ID.
It's the only reason why I go to open houses.
And I only say that because I was the first person who got up and headed through the door. And I also know.
Just show me that you have right, you don't have to prove you're innocent, you don't have to legally show your ID, right?
This one or a different
No,
one?
you do.
Oh, okay.
But, well, they're fighting it, so you have rights, you don't have to show your ID. There's this big argument about them, and all these people.
Where to go?
Make up, almost all.
Okay.
So I jumped in.
I think I've been here for my entire career.
First, stay calm.
I'm back.
End of conversation. You're done. This DS.
I met this guy, this is my name.
So it's only part, it's really raised just to be. Yeah, well, they don't have the right to. Look, it's escalated. De-escalated first. Then whatever you want. I mean, you want to file for a complaint, you thought the guy was unfair, or whatever else. De-escalated. But watching a video. The wife is
They're on my own. Because I used to do DC stuff when I first started.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't do it on police officer. I've been there before.
But,
I'm not sure that was one.
yeah, sure, there's like, you see the camera, the wife is yelling at the full, full.
But I did that so I could learn all that
That's
stuff.
escalated, because now the cop is like,
We just reuse those traveling cases and put instant back.
Everyone's like, this is great. I have Folgers.
It's Folgers instant, but we just put them in a Starbucks drive with the cops.
I bet you if we did that, then 90% of people would have no idea. There'd be a couple snobs who are like, oh, this isn't right. This is wrong.
That's funny. But I'm trying to keep everybody calm, and somebody said something stupid to me, so I kind of went back.
Now I learned that all those things that I have.
Right, so I'm getting all these comments.
Smell it.
And then I want to live my own.
I'm out here on the bus, don't worry about it.
I don't know, I'm sure.
You want more, I know.
But I think.
One more. It's like,
I got like a nice food on today, so and I went to Starbucks, which I never do. And I got a chocolate croissant that I never ate.
Absolutely do.
Second time.
He's good looking, ain't he?
Why did I do that? A, I never go to Starbucks before work. B, I never get a chocolate croissant.
you know why you
I never even dress up that night. It's just
They all do. Dollars for dollars? And I don't like to eat with them because everything looks a little weirder.
where to start.
So is this the best part of the day as a real estate agent? Coming into the room? Eating the donut, yeah. Eating the donut, exactly.
People bring the free food is always the best thing, right?
Yeah.
I think there's enough out there for lunch too, so you guys are covered.
Oh, you don't know this office.
They just keep rolling in. Escrow will be over here, then the next door, and
The more the merrier.
that's what I say.
All right, well, we'll kick it off. I think this is the majority. There's only a few stragglers, but my name's Ben Berg. I'm an agent with New York Life. I've been with them for about 3 years now. Before that, in my previous life, I was in the U.S. Navy. I crossed over to the U.S. Army, and I retired in 2019. And I started my profession helping people create generational wealth and tax planning and everything else.
My name is Martin Petoyan. I've been with New York Life for 10 years. Started off as an agent. Probably by far one of the worst performers you can imagine in my first year, to the point where I was almost fired / let go numerous times. Second and third year, I finished #1 in my class in production, so a huge turnaround. After my 5th year, I went into management with the company, where I was leading a team, so I wasn't, taking on the clients anymore. I did that for 2.5 years. Realized I didn't like it. I would much rather have this interaction that we're having now, and talking to people than telling somebody what to do and hoping they get it right. So I let that position go at the end of 2019. Went back to the field. Since then, I made it a point to acquire more licenses, designations. Became affiliated with what's called the Nautilus Group, which allows us to bring a lot more resources to the table, things like estate planning, attorney, CPAs, things of that nature. So, and here we are now. So, with that said, what we wanted to share with you guys a little bit of today is, who we are as individuals, as a company, and what we do, and how we can help you guys. Just out of curiosity, how many of you guys are familiar with New York Life? Or I've heard the name, okay. Just so you guys know, there's basically 2 arms to the company. There's the insurance side and the investment side. So the insurance side handles things like life insurance, annuities, long-term care insurance. The investment side handles all these stocks, bonds, mutual funds, retirement accounts, investments, all that fun stuff. So what Ben and I do is basically we draw from both sides to come up with a customized solution that we think is right for you, whether it be you, whether it be your clients, depending on what your goals and objectives are. For some people it's, for example, in your guys' case, hey, I just bought a house. It's the biggest asset of my life that I've ever purchased. It's also the biggest liability, right? Because you also have a mortgage tied to it, depending on how the person's paying for it, obviously. But you also want to protect that asset, right? If it's something that you're planning to have and to hold for many years to come, you want to make sure it's protected. Nothing goes south in terms of utilizing something like that. Another thing I want to throw out there to you guys is you guys all came into this business for one reason or another, right? I would venture to say that most of you guys have somewhat of an entrepreneurial spirit within you, if I'm making that assumption correctly. Well, entrepreneurship comes with a lot of ups and downs and volatilities and risks and things that you need to plan for, right? You can't plan for interest rates going up. I mean, you can to an extent, but some of it is out of your control, right? And how does that impact you guys as real estate agents? You can't plan for how things shake up in the economy, but you guys can prepare for it to the best of your ability, and that's what we try to help you guys to do. So, with that said, some of the things that we do is, I know as real estate agents, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of you guys are on a 1099. So as you guys generate commissions, that money goes into your account, you pile it up. But at the same time, you don't know when the next sale's coming or when, so you want to make sure, your life is planned for, right? Whether it's something as simple as getting a grip or a control over your budget on a monthly basis, and also planning for your future, right? What does your next year look like? What does your 5 years look like from now? What does 10 years, 20 years, 30 years look like from now? I know a lot of us don't plan for that because, we're just trying to get through today, right? Let alone like who's thinking about 30 years from now, but those are the things that you kind of want to plan for. And, Ben can attest to this too, I'm sure, having been in this business for a decade, we sat down with a lot of different people with a lot of different socioeconomic backgrounds, and one thing that we can say, and I'm sure you guys may agree to this, is if you're not going to plan for something, or if you don't have a concise goal that you're shooting for, you're kind of just winging it, right? Like you might hit it, you might not, right? But if you have a solid goal that you're actually planning for to shoot for, then you're more likely to obtain that goal, right? And the goal can always change, it's not necessarily set in stone. It's contingent on you and what you guys want and what your future holds, so I don't know if there's anything there.
Yeah, I mean, I know everyone's probably at different years in here, but I know, for me, the first 2 years, I was spending more money than I was making, right? Getting your name out there, right? Because otherwise, I mean, our job is similar to yours. There's hundreds of us, right? And hundreds of different companies and hundreds. How do you stand out, right? So how do you budget that? How do you do this? How do you set up a retirement while spending all your money trying to advertise yourself? So all of these things we have personal experience with, just like you guys. And our goal was just to be here as an asset, tax planning, right? I mean, how many people are selling $1 million homes? I hope a lot. Nobody? Come on, there we go. So, I mean, that's a
Some
big.
people on the $1 million board, come on now.
That's a big commission
Wait, I know I made
check.
$1 million board last month, how about you guys?
There you go.
That's a big commission check, and what do you get?
It wasn't $1 million, it was $5 million, so I wasn't sure until I clicked my head.
I don't have a Starbucks card, but if I did, I get it to you overachiever over there.
But we didn't bring Starbucks if you want that.
Yeah, we brought it directly, so,
Yeah.
but how do you plan with that money, right? There's a lot of tax implications with that, right? So if you guys are business owners, how do you set that up? We have 36 lawyers on staff that assist clients, right? So that's anything from helping them establish a trust, tax questions. Mr. Martin over here has the next level of those guys. So, we can utilize that with your clients as well. We can be an asset to you. So if you have a client, first-time home buyer, young family, we can sit down with them and help them with our APG team, that's called the Advanced Planning Group, set up a trust so that, God forbid, something happens, right? We're still in our COVID, arena, right? So you never know what life's gonna happen, but why sacrifice the biggest purchase of your life to go into probate or have anybody who doesn't deserve that house, come after it and take it away from the kids?
Yeah, one thing I'll add to that is having, being that our businesses are very similar, one thing that Ben and I do ourselves is we sit down at the beginning of every December. I take about anywhere from like 12 to 16 hours, and I split it between like 2 weekends, creating my business plan for the following year. And when I say business plan, it's not just my business, it's my entire life. It's my personal expenses, my business expenses, what I want to accomplish for this year, how much is that going to cost me, how much do I need to make, how much am I going to have left over after my taxes, to not just pay for my current lifestyle, but also plan for the goals that I have for myself, whether it's I don't know, whether it's buying a new home, whether it's traveling, whether it's doing anything else. So having and putting together a plan in place like that, yes, it takes a lot of work from both of our ends, right? From your guys' end, it's actually doing the work, checking up on your expenses, checking up on what you're spending, keeping track of things, and from our end, it's putting taking all that information, plugging it into our resources, our software, and everything to make sure that we can plan efficiently for your goals, right? Because if you want to make sure you get somewhere, anywhere, right, for that matter, again, you got to plan for it. It's kind of like going to the doctor, right? When you go to the doctor, first time around, what they'll do is they'll check your height, your weight, your vitals, your blood pressure, cholesterol, this and this and that, right? And that's the whole getting to know you phase. We call that a financial needs analysis. We're not checking your physical health, we're checking your financial health. So in our case, it's things like assets, liabilities, cash flow, expenses, and most importantly, understanding your goals and what you want to accomplish. From there, the doctor might say, we need to switch up your eating habits, or we need to switch up your exercise. I got to prescribe you X, whatever the case, right? The case is, right? In our case, we do the same thing, right? We go through what's called a financial needs analysis. We get to know you, we get to understand your situation, your goals, your objectives, and from there, we'll put together some guidance in terms of hey, this would make sense for you, or this would make sense for you. Sometimes it may not even be adding additional contributions to anything. Sometimes it's just shifting money from this pocket to this pocket to have it work more efficiently for you, right? And sometimes we fail to do that because we get so caught up in our day-to-day about go to this open house, go to this listing, go make these calls, follow up with this person, that we don't take the time to think about what's the end result, what's the end game, what am I trying to get to? So. With that said, I also want to open it up to the group, right? We don't want to just sit here and babble here, because we could do that all day. But we wanted to make it as interactive as possible. So with that said, are there any questions that come to your guys' mind that you guys want to throw out there that we can help out with?
So what's the cost of the trust roughly? I know there's different variables. Someone might own 45 homes, someone might own one single family. What's the rough estimate cost on something like that?
So we're not going to create the trust, to be clear, because our attorneys aren't for hire.
Okay.
Our attorneys, they don't cost you anything, they don't cost the clients anything. What they'll do is they'll give them advice and consultation as much as they like, no cost to that.
Gotcha.
They have a blueprint where, you know, the client's writing down everything
Right.
that needs to be in there, because that's the most expensive part of
So
the
they help
trust is the
template it and
hours.
help design it.
Right, it's the hours that
Got it.
you're talking to that
Right.
lawyer for, so if you can cut that cost, it's.
Yeah, if you're, like, if attorney charging you $300 an hour, we might be able to save you $300 an hour.
Gotcha. And then also, I don't know, just as a reminder for all agents is that, you know, title does not change hands in that scenario without it being in a trust, or you have to go through probate otherwise. And over and over and over again, I see homeowners that don't own their home in a trust. But if you're a single person, for sure, even if you're married, what happens if both of you pass at the same time? That's gotta go through probate. You do not want those expenses. Every person you talk to, you should be talking to them about a trust. Every single time, they should be in a trust. Every real estate, every piece of home, every piece of investment property needs to be in a trust,
Definitely.
without fail.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah,
said.
probate's it's consuming,
It's
time consuming,
expensive.
cost consuming, life consuming, you know, draining, so.
10 months into trust right now, we're working, we've had one in escrow 7 months so far, and it's still not out of probate yet.
I just closed 2 in probate, and it took me 18 months for the listing to close, and the other one, I've known about it, but the attorneys just gave us the go, and we've already been in it for 10
Yeah,
months.
probate's kind of the 4-letter word of real estate, right? So just try to do what you can to avoid that.
Right.
I was actually surprised to see it cost them almost $83,000 for the attorneys and all the court fees.
Anyway,
Yeah, but, and, you know, our goal is to be an asset to you guys, not only an asset in your personal life, but if you guys want, you know, consultation for your clients as well, that's, we're here, you know, Martin, myself, and we have another business partner who just got the 19, we, you know, we're heavily invested in NARA, a lot of the other events out here, so, you know, we mean what we say, we're a part of the community, we want to help home buyers, you know, generational wealth. I mean, the AD is a great place, right? I mean, I remember looking at houses 4 years ago. It was like 190, you know, in Quartz Hill, and now that's not the same, right?
We're laughing
You know,
at you.
so
Can't even get to
right,
Cal
you
City with
can't
that.
even get a condo for that out
Can't
here
get
now,
Cal
you know. So you know, times are changing. So why not, you know, why not have ourselves change as well, right? Have those hard conversations about trust. Life insurance, you know, setting up retirement accounts, right? What tax advantages can you guys use as agents as 1099, right? I mean, we're here as resources for any questions,
By the
right
way,
now, future.
Just being a 1099 agent, you guys, you know, yourselves, the door is open to so many different things in terms of like tax advantages, right? Like something as simple as a SEP IRA, a traditional IRA, whatever it is. Like if you're looking for tax deductions, you know, there's a lot of things that you can do there. For those that are on the higher end of the spectrum and are looking for very large tax deductions, there are things like defined benefit plans that give you up to $250,000 of a tax deduction. So you can get very creative with what you do, how you do things, how you structure things, and you know, having been in this business for a decade now, one thing I've learned is it's important to keep up to date with things, keep up with the markets, keep up with tax laws, and that's what Ben and I are here for. So, you know, if we can be a resource to you in any way, we'd love to do that for you. If you guys are curious to get more information, I pass out these info cards. On the front side of it is your information. On the back side of it, there's a list of just some of the products and services that we provide. If anything speaks to you that you think you want to get more information on, you know, feel free to check it off. We'll be happy to follow up with you.
I have a question. One thing in real estate we know is we're supposed to touch our database at least 36 times a year. How can we leverage you guys to be asset to go reach our own database and give us a reason to call them?
36 times a year, that's a good amount.
Yeah, 3 times a month. So we should be touching our database that much.
When you say database, are these people who are like...
People we know, like, and trust us. So people we know.
Okay.
So I'm supposed to call everyone in my phone at least 36 times, not call 36 times a year, but
Touch
touch them.
Yeah.
So how can I leverage you guys to do
Touch
that?
that.
Well, our attorneys don't cover touching. You know, I mean, even if it's once every quarter, like something different, like, hey, you know, do you have life insurance? How's your
Do you guys have
retirement?
marketing material we can use for emails for that, or is there a way we can?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we could touch on, hey, the market's going crazy. We have a group that will look at your retirement plan, tell you if you're in the right spot. Just make yourself more trusted as an advisor.
Or if you guys want to get creative, hey, what was your name?
My name's Gary.
Gary?
Gary.
Sorry, Gary?
Yeah.
Gary, sorry.
T. Gary, whatever.
Sorry.
Gary V, Gary.
If you want to get creative, it could be something simple as like, hey, you know, I'm calling, let's say somebody from your database. Hey, this is Martin. I'm calling, you know, on behalf of Garrett from, you know, Keller Williams. I know you just bought your home. You know, not sure if, you know, he talked to you about this, but, you know, we work with Garrett to provide additional value to, you know, his clients, and some of the ways in which we do that is by, you know, utilizing things like mortgage protection, mortgage acceleration, helping you pay your.
They'll call
you know,
for you. You're too scared to. They'll call for you.
That's good.
That's leverage right
That's
there.
leverage, baby.
That's leverage right there.
That's a great idea.
So I can just send you my database and you just start making
There
calls?
you go.
Yeah.
All right.
The more the better. And then one last thing, anybody familiar with long-term care?
I am.
Okay. So Washington State last year did a new tax on long-term care.
A tax?
Yes, a tax. So it's kind of like mandated long-term care. They're going to take a percentage out of your paycheck every month. And that's going to go to a state-ran long-term care program.
If you don't have it on your own.
If you have private long-term care, you don't have to pay into it. So something that California is about to launch here in the next couple of months is the long-term care tax that copycatting Washington State. So Miss $5 million back there, you know, you take a cut off of that $5 million commission to pay into long-term care tax would be astronomical, right? So that's something that we offer privately, as well as a lot of different benefits in the long-term care tax or long-term care program, where it can become a life insurance policy as well. So if you don't use it, you can leave it behind. So if you guys are, you know, pre-planning your next couple months, your next quarter, give us a call. It's fairly inexpensive compared to what, you know, you superstars here at Keller Williams Antelope Valley do in production. But it's something that's going to save you, and as well as if you have an LLC, if you have a S Corp or a C Corp, there might be other tax benefits in there for you as well.
Do you know when that law's coming, like, is it being voted on?
It's already passed, it's just waiting.
It's gone through like the first couple stages of legislation.
So what a great touch point, guys, to hit your database with. This is coming, and here's a solution. Like, that's great.
Yeah, so use us, leverage us, you know, if you want us to make your calls for you, let us know.
Don't say that.
I know, you're not gonna work with them anymore, you can work with me in a minute.
So,
yeah.
like, if you
Saying.
your card,
Yes.
how hard for you, like, for me, no, for me to have your information?
Oh, yeah, we can give your card. I keep forgetting. Here you go.
You don't have
Here's
cards,
Ben's-
you're not in business, right?
I grabbed the box of business cards and I put it on my desk and I forgot to grab it on my way out, so I apologize.
It's that LA traffic that made me a little nervous to get up here.
Yeah.
People from LA think they're driving to Arizona. It's like, oh man, you gotta pack 8 gallons of water, 6 sandwiches, you know, that's a long drive, you know.
Do you have a question in the back, or?
Oh, no, I was just saying that you talked about the Long-Term Care Act in California. That only applies to W-2 earners.
Here you go.
But all your clients will be, most of them will be W-2, and it's a
Yeah.
solution you could reach out before it hits them, which is,
Or if you're an employee of your own
But there's like so
corporation.
many exemptions to it.
Yeah.
You can be a W-2 if you're a corporation, right?
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah,
You're taking a salary
S
from
corp
an
to a
S
C
Corp
corp.
or a C Corp, but you're W-2s.
They'll find a way to tax you.
It'll come around.
Yeah.
Also, if I have this type of family and stuff and I bring them over to you, you guys charge for the actual assessment to find out why number per family? Or is it gonna be for free?
Like the consultation?
Or, no, not for us, for our clients.
No, it doesn't cost anything, it's
It's
free.
free, right?
Squares and what?
Yeah.
And if you guys ever wanna put on, if you guys, your market calls for putting on, little seminars or lunches, we can come and talk as well too. So, I mean, whatever we can do to be, to make you guys look like the superstars you are, we're here. We're here to help.
Yeah. Actually, I was saying, can I like jot it down here? Can I jot it on my?
Yeah, find a pen that works. Your
The blue one over there, the blue one.
Wait, the odds forever being your favorite.
There is something more.
No, the big
No.
one works.
The light one seems to work best.
A little bit more.
Yeah, there's more. I don't know if that's really good.
It won't be on Zoom, but we can repeat it. And people can walk up and repeat it.
I'm just saying,
I think so far the only one that works. Taking back to somebody. That's what I think.
Yeah, we're moving away from these whiteboards.
Are you guys local?
Yes.
Oh.
Don't get confused by the area codes.
I know, but they want to see the office. They want to see the office. Actually,
That blue one looks good. You just gotta find the right one.
Exactly.
So which one is this? So which one's Benjamin and which one's Mark?
I'm Ben, this is Martin, we both work together, so if you're calling, you'll be in both of us.
She said I want Benjamin.
I said, which one's Benjamin and which one's Mark Teen? Because I couldn't see where he was like.
I'm Martin, he's Ben.
So anybody else have anything for us? Otherwise, we'll let you guys eat all the food and get some energy, and we'll be on our merry way.
And if you don't mind, just, filling these out and we'll collect them, I guess, on the way out.
Okay.
You guys stick around and answer questions. They have some after.
Yeah, we'll be around.
All right, let's stick around, guys. If you have questions, you could ask. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you as always. All right, guys, we have some announcements, and I'm going to jump into a little section. We'll be done for here today. Remember when Shauna clicked the button and messed up the game? That was fine. That was Shauna. I'm reading 1984 right now, just because, whatever. I'm just going through that book. And they like every time the past, they have to change it so they're always right. And they have to go back and change the past consistently. And I'm like, that's smart. I'm going to do that, so I'm always right. Just go back and change the past. Shauna messed up. We all remember that, right? Shauna did it. All right, guys, we've been going over shift, the market update with me. We've been doing shifts on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 9 o'clock. And they've been great. We're going through, we are on section 7. You do not need to come to the first 6 sections to come join us. Each section is individually operated, so you can come in whenever you'd like to jump in on that. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9 o'clock. So,
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9 o'clock.
So TW.
Yep. Every Friday, guys, we've been doing Financial Peace University. That is Dave Ramsey's class from 10 to 11. There's 3 people in here learning about being financially peace. We're talking about the shifting market coming up. Guys, interest rates went up again. Times are going to be tighter.
Is that a class you can jump into anytime?
Sure, jump in. I'd rather know half of Ramsey's class to be half financially responsible than miss out on the beginning, right? So come to that class next Thursday, 5 p.m. We're going to see Top Gun.
It's not this Thursday?
No,
they had COVID guidelines. Something happened. They lost half their staff. They called us and canceled for the. They said they couldn't support us. So we will be there next Thursday. We're gonna go watch Top Gun at 5 o'clock. Got RSVP to make sure you get tickets. You get a +1 because we only have so much space, so you can't bring like 15 people. Sorry, sorry, you can't bring your whole fam. Just bring a +1. We're gonna go see Top Gun. We're buying tickets for you. Huh?
We need to go to that link.
Go to that link.
Where can we find it?
Right there. Just click.
I think they had it.
Check
on one of
your
their
text messages. You get a text message and it tells you, and you click on the link on your text message. If you don't get those text messages, you don't get the text messages?
Send me a message.
You don't get the annoying text messages from Keller Williams like 4 times a week.
No,
I get
I got
all
two
the
in the
time.
morning.
Oh, go up there and tell them. Go up there and tell them if you don't get the text messages, guys. That's how we tell them all the information. But you guys, we're gonna be watching Top Gun. I was gonna take my wife to go see that yesterday, and I missed it in IMAX. And I was like, I don't want to go see it in regular. I want to see IMAX. But I'm way behind, so oh well.
Oh, we're not doing IMAX?
They don't. It's not there.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
I'm not begging, they're offering it.
All right, lead generate with command ads. So if you've been coming to the class, we've been talking a lot about internet leads and generating leads, guys. Mike will be showing you tomorrow, 1 to 2, how to get into your command, how to run those Facebook social media ads. You run the ad, leads come in. Many of you pay thousands of dollars a month to Zillow to pay for the same crappy leads when you could be paying $50 and run a command ad and get like 20 leads. And I don't exaggerate when I say that. I can prove it to you by pulling up accounts and people do it. And I can show you the leads per cost, what they get from it. All right, so come to that class, learn how to do it. Mike will be training it on it for you. And vote for me! Don't let me lose! Seriously, like 200 people vote in all of Gavhar. We have 400 people in this office. If I lose, it'll be the most embarrassing thing in the entire world. So August 2nd, you'll get an email through the night. You'll get an email from Gavhar. It'll say something weird. Don't just delete it. Click on it. I don't care who else you vote for. Just make sure you vote for me. All right? I can't lose. If I lose, guys. Of these people, if you don't know who anyone, Mark Anthony's a really cool guy. I really like him. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Very God family in business, very God oriented. The rest of them, if you know them, great, vote for them. But that's on yourself. But I'll put my. If I don't win, Mark Anthony can win. But I think there's 4 of us that are going to He is. All right, are you using tech?
Every day of my life.
All right, I want to show you guys something. We have 4 key indicators that we use to see with our agents in our office. And to see if they're using tech at a high level. If they're using contacts, if they have at least 100 contacts in command, if they're using smart plans, and if they're using opportunities, and if they have business, right? To the left is our agents that are using at least all 4 of those categories. To the right are agents that don't hit those categories, all right? These are agents that are in production, that are doing at least, I think it's at least on average 8 deals or more a year, right? The average gross commission income of these agents is $44,000. The average gross commission income of these agents is $185,000. You see the correlation? All right? I'm gonna get on my high horse here, and if you went to the last class, I apologize, you're gonna see it again, but it's good. So I'm gonna show it again. All right, we all know the real estate transaction. Here it is. Right here's the beginning.
Here.
Yep. It's funny, because I did it 4 last time too. My brain is on 4s. There we go. All right, so we got our. Why do I keep doing 4s? We have our lead gen. Right here is our funnel. We're trying to lead gen all day. Get those leads, right? And over here is closed deal. This section right here is pre-approval or appointment. Right? All of us love when we get the leads that are right here. And when we don't, what do we say? Oh, those leads suck. Ugh. Right? What's this big gap in the middle?
Follow up.
It's follow up. Where's the fortune made?
Follow up.
And the follow up. This section, most leads come, these are weeks, randomly before they're ready to buy or sell. You don't know. It might be 2 years. It might be 3 months. Right? We get mad when they're not ready to go today. We say, those leads suck. I hate those leads. They're garbage. No. You suck. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You don't suck.
Have follow-up.
But we do suck at the follow-up. Let's be honest. A lot of us suck at the lead gen part, right? A lot of us suck at the follow-up part. A lot of us suck at the closing part. Some of us are really good in certain areas. Some of us are better. Guys, people have made fortunes making businesses in each one of these sections. Legion sections, we got Zillow, we got Boomtown, we got Brivity, we got all these companies that will give you leads that'll pay a fortune for it. Opcity, Realtor.com, right? They're all making a fortune where you guys are paying for leads because you might suck in this area. There's a lot of companies that are making a fortune in the follow-up area. You got YLopo, you have Follow-Up Boss, you have Boomtown sections in there as well. They make a fortune in this section because you might suck in this section, right? And then there's people that make a fortune in this section. Your transaction coordinators, your other people, right? Leverage that you do in those. You don't need to be a master in all these sections, but you need to have all these sections figured out, right? Command does most of these sections for you. What app's working here for lead gen that are in Command that you're given to you that you're not using?
Ads, flyers.
Ads!
Campaign.
But if you only did a class to teach us how to do it.
We do every week.
What? 1 o'clock tomorrow, come. Right? Ads, what else do you have in that for lead gen? Referrals?
Open houses.
You do an open house on Command. How you doing that?
You can make an ad for it.
You can make an ad for it, right? You can run ads, you can do different things, flyers, all those stuff. What about the follow-up?
Smart plan.
You got smart plans.
That's the best plan.
You know, these people over here don't have one smart plan running in their database. Not one.
I got 3.
Not one. All right? There's a smart plan where you put people's name and address and email, and it clicks their neighborhood, and it shoots them an email of just their neighborhood, what's for sale in their neighborhood, and it's really cool. The open rate on that smart plan is like 28%. Guys, your average email opens is like 3%. Like, because people see the email like, oh, that's my neighborhood. I wonder if my neighbor's house is for sale, what it sells for. It's a super easy smart plan. That could do once a month, there's 12 touches. Leverage these guys. They're going to call your database for you. Or at least send them some information once a year about it. There's another touch, right? You have to have the follow-up plan, right? So you have your smart plans, you have your opportunities for your follow-up. Put them in front of you. A lot of people still use, who was I talking to that uses, I think I was talking to Eric. He uses sticky note, like a sticky board, like where he moves them across. Great, at least he's doing something. But we have the technology to do it for you, right? And it'll track your stuff for you. It'll track your numbers. So the reason I want to bring this up is there's agents that really utilize the follow-up at a high level and they use the tech for them that does a lot of it for them, and their GCI shows for it. And then there's the average. By the way, these agents are in the top echelon of the company. Not even the people that aren't doing business, right? These are agents that at least consistently doing, I think it's between 4 and 8 deals a year, or more. Make sense? So, Mike's job is to help agents go from here to here by doing classes and one-on-ones. His job is to help you guys. We pay him to help you guys get into tech and use these things by coming to these classes. Utilize them. Utilize them, please. He'll be calling some of you to try to see if you're interested in setting appointments. He'll help integrate people into your database. Like, I don't know how to put people in there. He'll help you do that for you. He'll show you how to put them on a smart plan. He'll show you how to do these things so you can take advantage of it. All right? Can I get off my high horse now? We're good?
Yes.
All right, I'm off of it. Just kidding. Did you know she updated this? She didn't. That's last week's. She's, all right, we're going to do it next week because we have a lot of people to spend because we had a lot of new agents join us this last week. We do our little Wheel of Destiny, which is a lot of fun. If you guys want to grow your downline, what's the benefit of growing your downline?
Profit share.
Profit share. Who celebrates the 21st every month? I do. A few of us do. Right? You know, we say Happy Profit Share Day. It's a day we have profit share. It shows up into our bank account. How do we grow our profit share?
Bring people in.
Recruit.
Don't have to recruit. Just tell people about real estate. Have them go to career night if they're interested in it. If you're in a transaction with somebody and you have a great transaction and you form a relationship, say, hey, you should meet Garrett. He's a pretty cool guy. And let me reach out to him. What's the script? Who's used it? You've used it? Do you know the script I'm talking about?
The one on the pink sheet that you have to...
Yeah. Like, do you know the script when you call, like, the agent?
Yeah, he just tells like, hey, we had a pretty good transaction. I want to introduce you to my team leader and to congratulate you about that.
That works. An easy script a lot of times is hey, I really appreciate the way you handled that termite inspection. I really appreciate the way you handled that. A request for repairs. It was great working with you. I was just talking to my team leader, saying some nice things about you. He's promised he's going to call and just say thank you for a great transaction. I don't call and be like, hey, come to Keller Williams, we're the best. That doesn't work anyways. All I'm trying to do is form a relationship with the client, or with the person. And to be fair, we're kind of in our fishing pool isn't huge. So I've probably already talked to the person once or twice before. But all we're trying to do is build relationships with people, invite them to a training, like shift, like we've been doing. And they start to see what we offer compared to a lot of what other brokerages offer, which isn't a lot. And a lot of times they do come over when they see the value. And once the value is there, they come over. And hopefully they name you as your sponsor, and then you make money every time they close a deal. That's all we're trying to do. All right, that's all I got for this week. All right, that's it? That's it. Okay, if there's nothing else. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. As always, remember, the market's shifting. Interest rates are going up. Time to double down on all your lead gen. Get those plans in order. Enjoy some donuts out there.
Somebody